I think it's very unique. And like I say, man, I just give credit to those people that are actually going out there, putting hours in and building that thing. I don't think they get enough credit, you know, for doing it, working those long hours to make sure that we have a place to play in. So I, for one, just want to say thank you.
Whenever a national TV audience tunes in to see this beautiful new stadium, they will immediately know that this is Tampa Bay. The old stadium, the old Bucs, all tied to a losing tradition. That's all changed with the ownership of Malcolm Glazier. They have made a commitment to winning and to retaining their young stars. And the key man involved with that aspect of it is General Manager Rich McKay. The last time Bucs fans were this excited, a guy by the name of McKay was the head coach, and then 14 miserable consecutive losing seasons. Now it's 1998, and football fans all over the country are talking about Mike Alstott and Warrick Dunn. The Bucs are hot. In almost every major announcement involving this team the past 4 years, in the background you will see a guy named McKay. And remember, every time you watch Alstott knock someone down, or every time you watch number 99, Warren Sapp, destroy someone's offense, connect the dots to Rich McKay. Like father, like son, and how sweet it is. And yet, even in the face of overwhelming accolades for what he has accomplished, McKay is the first to admit he has also made mistakes.
I've certainly second-guessed myself. Obviously, the Alvin Harper incident jumps out at me because that was an incident where I think we got a little focused on free agency, on trying to make an impact, on trying to help the team dramatically. And that's not the way you should go about it, and I think we learned from that.
Rich McKay, by any standard, has done a pretty good job, thanks to ownership, which apparently doesn't mind spending money if it means success. McKay and a good support staff have put together a young, talented, and deep football team. And after last year's success, what's missing? What is the last piece in Rich McKay's master plan?
We'll see. It'll be interesting. The hardest thing for us is the fact that I think we're in the toughest division of football. I don't really think it's that close, and that will be a formidable challenge for us. But we're a good defensive team. We're going to run the football first, and then we've got to live off a little bit off the play-action pass.
When your team is a doormat, a perennial loser, people want to run the general manager out of town. When your team is riding a wave, you worry about the GM leaving town. McKay is a hot item in the inner circles of the NFL, but he doesn't sound like someone anxious to pack his bags.
The one thing that is nice for me is I get to live and work in my hometown, where I've lived for 22 years or whatever, and I've got a situation that is as good as you can possibly have.
The one thing which has facilitated Rich McKay's ability to lock up these young players to long-term contracts is the revenues generated by this brand new stadium. And that means club seats and executive suites just like this.
That's right, Chris, and it's worth every penny of it, too. They've made it state-of-the-art. The way they've wrapped it together is going to make it extremely enjoyable. The signature of the club level is the club lounge. Upscale restaurants and big video walls, balconies overlooking the glass-enclosed atrium. Definitely first class.
Oh, absolutely. State-of-the-art stuff if you can afford it. Here's a question, though. Can running backs afford to run against Hardy Nickerson?
Ah, a question that can be answered not only on the field at Raymond James Stadium, but on the electronic football field. If the Bucs are to win the NFC Central, they have a major roadblock they must overcome. Cheese Whiz, also known as the Green Bay Packers. For years, the Pack has been a thorn in the side of the Bucs. Now the Bucs players can get revenge with a game anytime they want. A video game. Sony PlayStation's Game Day 99.
Who was that guy? That's a perfect example of the defensive line doing what they are supposed to do.
Don't take this lightly. The Bucs players not only play the game, they hold a championship tournament. Hardy Nickerson is the man to beat.
Now look at this lineup right here. I mean, right off the bat. They don't fool around here, do they? Gilbert.
There's barely enough room in that little picture for Gilbert around here.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Hardy Nickerson doesn't only play this game, he was part of producing it.
It was real cool. I mean, they brought us all down, and you know, for the motion capture stuff, put us in these black tight suits, these little balls all over us, on their head, on your shoes, on your hands, and they basically just ask you to do your favorite move. And all of a sudden, it's like, hey, that looks like me moving around.
Feel a little bit weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a weird. I mean, it's almost cloning.
Yeah, it is.
Now you switch to defense.
Now I'm on defense.
And now you can start.
Yeah, let's see here. Let's get the defense going.
Loosens it up.
And don't think that just because you're Hardy Nickerson, all-pro and game day champ, that everything goes your way.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's blitz on this.
Blitz on.
Tampa Bay, first right on the receivers.
Oh. Oh, see there, you live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. I shouldn't have done that.
Let's face it, Hardy, we don't really care if you beat them on the television set. Next week, when you meet them in person in Lambeau, now that's a different story. Now, to let you in on a little bit of a secret, the Bucs actually won in that electronic gridiron game. Maybe that's a good omen. We shall see. When we come back, we'll wrap up with some final thoughts as the team gets ready to open the regular season tomorrow in Minnesota. We'll be right back with Unfinished.